New year, new Galaxy S series phones. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tech Station 365. So, yesterday night, Samsung unveiled the latest generation of Galaxy S series products, the Galaxy S24 family. And I have some thoughts on it. But before that, if you are new to the channel, I am Diptesh, and here in Tech Station 365, I make unorthodox content that help you extract the maximum usage out of your phone and help you make better buying decisions. Check out my content, and if you like it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications. Alright, with that said, let's get on with it. Alright, so I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It is 2024, and just like everybody else, Samsung is all about AI. Without AI, you are nothing, and without AI, your life is meaningless.
AI, generative AI. It uses AI to bring AI.
But in this video, I'm not going to talk about a bunch of software related AI features. MKBHD has made a great video showcasing a lot of those AI features, so check that out if you are interested in those. Some of the AI functionalities of the phone is done locally, while the others are done on someone else's computer, that is the cloud. So keeping these AI features aside, what exactly is the upgrade that you're getting in terms of actual hardware? Let's start with the non-Ultra Galaxy S models, the S24 and the S24 Plus. Well, unfortunately, not much has changed. When we compared the Galaxy S24 with the S23 and the 4-year-old Galaxy S20, we basically see extremely minimal incremental upgrades. Basically your screen and the SoC. In fact, not even the battery size has been upgraded compared to the 4-year-old Galaxy S20. I mean, you would assume in 2024 Samsung might have found ways to make the battery smaller and make it more compact and dense so that you can fit more capacity in the same size. But nope, it's all about AI. The Galaxy S20 even had a higher resolution display, had 12GB of RAM, and also featured an SD card slot. Even the camera hardware has barely changed. In fact, the ultra-wide sensor is still exactly the same. The S24 Plus has fared a touch better, finally returning with a Quad HD display and a larger battery, but remaining it's the same small incremental upgrades in the form of the SoC and losing the SD card slot in the process. Well, it's pretty clear that since the introduction of the Ultra model, the regular Galaxy S models have barely changed apart from the SoC upgrade that is expected every year. In fact, we actually lost a bunch of features. I mean, the last 3 generations of non-Ultra S models has seen absolutely zero upgrades in camera hardware. Coming to the Ultra flagship, which has received the biggest upgrades over the years, with pretty large jumps in display brightness, ability to use the S Pen, and more camera upgrades. Although, we are still using that same old ultra-wide camera even 4 years later. And the main camera sensor size hasn't changed and remains the smallest in the flagship space, and even the battery size is still the same. And at the same time, we lost features like the micro SD card expansion, and shockingly, there was a downgrade in the RAM size in the middle couple of generations, going from minimum 12GB to minimum 8GB. So basically guys, it's pretty clear that since the last few years, Samsung hasn't really been pushing the hardware all that much, and they are not really providing that top tier hardware that you deserve for the enormous price that you are paying for these phones. I mean, let me remind you, these phones aren't cheap. These are some of the most expensive, most premium flagship phones that you can get in the market, especially in countries like India where the pricing is insane. Now, that's not to say these devices haven't improved. I mean, definitely they have improved, and you expect them to improve with every generation. They are a lot more polished now. But that's because most of the improvements have come through the software upgrades from Samsung, as well as the internal changes in the Android kernel itself, making it more and more smoother and more polished. Things that can be backported to older devices via updates. My point is pretty valid, and it stays. When you are paying this much money for your mobile devices, you deserve the best of both hardware and software, not just one or the other. I mean, come on, do you really think that these AI features have been developed or modeled or trained by Samsung? No. These AI models have been developed by multiple different research industries and is the result of years of development and collaborative efforts. Samsung has merely integrated these into the software, something that if Samsung wants can actually be backported to older devices via software updates. Hey, editor Diptesh here. While I was editing the video, I just found this. Like I said, these Galaxy AI features are really not running locally. Most of them are probably running on some server which is not Samsung's. As a result, you using these AI features are actually not free and costing Samsung money. And so Here you can see Samsung drops the bomb. Galaxy AI features free only until 2025. Isn't this outrageous? You are paying $901,000 for phones which Samsung is promoting to have these Galaxy AI features, and they are only free until 2025. I have nothing else to say. I do not know why would someone even pick up a Galaxy S24, S24 Plus or 24 Ultra. These AI features will only remain free up until 2025. After that, you have to pay subscription to continue using these features. So rest in peace, S24 series. I mean, leaving aside these AI features, don't you think it would have been great if Samsung could have upgraded the main sensor of the Galaxy S24 Ultra from the 200 megapixel 1/1.3 inch ISOCELL HP2 sensor to something like the larger and more meaningful 50 megapixel 1/1.12 inch ISOCELL GN2, or even better, like the 1 inch Sony IMX989 sensor that is available in a lot of Chinese flagships. In challenging conditions, phones like the Vivo X90 Pro, the Xiaomi 13 Pro, etc. far outclasses the S23 Ultra in both photos and videos, and I don't expect it to change much with the S24 Ultra. Now I know what some of you may say, hey, I still prefer Samsung's images at the end of the day over Xiaomi or Vivo, etc. But that's mainly because you prefer Samsung's image processing and color science over Vivo's or Xiaomi's or whatever. So I ask you, what if Samsung themselves used those high-end Sony IMX989 sensors themselves and used their post-processing on top of it? Then you can imagine how much better the output could have been. Using these much better sensors would have allowed Samsung to get rid of those shutter lag, those long post-processing times, those long night mode exposure times, and also improve video quality by leaps and bounds. I mean, I'm just repeating myself at this point. You deserve both premium hardware and premium software when you're paying this much amount of money. I mean, don't you think it would have been better if Samsung would have upgraded that 3x zoom sensor that they're using on the S24 Ultra, the S24, the S23, the S22? It's been so long they haven't upgraded the sensor. Or for God's sake, they could have upgraded that ultra-wide sensor that they have been using since the Galaxy S20. It's been 4 generations now that Samsung hasn't upgraded the ultra-wide sensor. I mean, check out the Galaxy S24 Plus, a $1,000 smartphone with a small 1/1.56 inch sensor, which is ridiculous. This is insane cost cutting. I mean, there is no way it can hold a candle to phones like the Vivo X90 Pro, which costs way less and packs actual high-end hardware. It would have been great if Samsung could have upped the battery capacity of the S24 Ultra from 5000 mAh to 5500 mAh like the OnePlus 12 and 12R. Coming back to the camera, it's pretty clear that the 200 megapixel HP2 sensor on the S24 Ultra is really showing its age. I mean, we still don't have any form of log recording or any kind of raw video recording, both of which are available with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I mean, it's pretty clear that the sensor, especially in terms of video recording, is really not that capable, and you will not really get any advantage by shooting log to increase the dynamic range or by shooting raw to get that higher bit depth for video. The sensor itself is just not that capable. I really want to emphasize you that the S24 Ultra is a $1,200 phone, and especially in countries like India where it costs over $1,500. It's not a joke. I really believe that we deserve better hardware than this. Speaking of deserving better hardware, it's in fact quite the opposite, especially if you're living in countries like India. Because welcome back, Samsung Exynos. No, seriously, you are not welcome here. Say hello to the Exynos 2400, an unproven SoC shoved down our throats while being charged a hell lot of money. I really do not understand what kind of strategy is this. Are we supposed to be beta testers? I mean, why would you launch this unproven SoC through your most premium tier of products? Samsung, if your chip division is making a comeback, then let them prove themselves in the mid-range market first and then climb your way up to the flagships. I really do not understand why would you release these unproven SoCs through these really premium products. People are paying a lot of money for these. So basically the S24 and S24 Plus is available only with Exynos chips in non-US, Canada and China countries. Only the Galaxy S24 Ultra is available with Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 all over the world, which clearly shows that Samsung knows that the Exynos 2400 is really not on par with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Matter of fact, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 actually supports Wi-Fi 7. However, Wi-Fi 7 is actually disabled in the Snapdragon models of the S24 and the S24 Plus to maintain feature parity with the Exynos 2400 models of the S24 and the S24 Plus, because the Exynos 2400 doesn't support Wi-Fi 7. Samsung announced 7 years of software updates, so if you are planning to keep your phone for 7 years, please say goodbye to Wi-Fi 7 and I hope you don't miss it. We are also yet to gauge the raw performance of the Exynos 2400 in terms of CPU and GPU and throttling and temperatures, and with Samsung being dead silence, I don't see much confidence. Basically, all I can say is that this is excessive levels of cost cutting. Samsung has basically streamlined their software development process, which is why making good software has now become cost effective for them, and so they are just promoting their software features as premium features, charging a lot of money for them, and at the same time just not giving you the hardware that you really deserve. So I really hope that all of you vote with your wallet and don't give into brand loyalty. I hope you understand that a $400 billion company doesn't need or care for your loyalty. So that's all for this video, guys. So this video may have come as a shocker to you if you have seen other big YouTubers video on the S24 series, but as an independent creator who is not sponsored, these are my raw and honest thoughts. I don't think the S24 series is really all that. It has too little upgrades apart from those AI features, which I am not really too much interested in, and especially with Samsung forcing people to use Exynos despite charging the same amount of money as Snapdragon phones, it is really not a good look. So do let me know what you think about the S24 series, guys, and do let me know what you thought about this video. Do you agree with me? But that's it, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.